Hello, everyone. It's Sunday, August 18th. This is Liam McMahon. So we had a webinar this Sunday, earlier today, so Sunday afternoon, right before the open, which we usually try to record so we can post the recording just in case you can't make it during that time. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the recording software didn't work this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and recap it briefly for you. Run through some of the key setups I see ahead for this week, kind of make it up to you for the video not recording. So please take a moment to look over the risk disclaimer, which is now on your screen, and then we'll get started. Alright, so let's run through some of the key setups that I see for this week. Another reason that I really wanted to make sure that we did this video is that I think there are some very good setups this week, and I want to make sure that you guys are prepared to take advantage of them. As we are finally approaching the end of August, so we may finally start to see some little bit of a better trading conditions going on out here. This has been some tough sledding lately in terms of lots of chop and not a ton of direction. So we're going to start with Aussie Yen, which is my favorite short of this week. It is the only Aussie pair where I like it short. We'll talk about the rest of them in a second. But Aussie Yen, all right, ends this sort of ascending wedge type, maybe flag pattern, and approaching the retest of that broken daily pennant. The 50-day EMA sits at 91.06, along with that trend line, so very significant support there. I do anticipate a breakdown on this pair and a move down towards 82. All right, the rest of the yen pairs very quickly. Euro yen trading right at resistance right now, more significant resistance at 132. Pound yen trading right at that resisting trend line. Kiwi yen, again, another resisting trend line. There's going to be a theme here. Dollar yen, actually not at a resisting trend line, but not that far away from one either. You can see the possible scenarios that I have laid out here. We do have on dollar yen a potential daily head and shoulders pattern forming. We are entering the time where we'll start to form a right shoulder if that is indeed what we're going to do. And basically a breach of that level would be a breach of the neckline. It's about 96, all right, so below 96. On the other hand, if we are going to continue higher, a move above 99 basically opens up a break above this descending trend line, opens up really a move towards 110, so a potentially very strong move there. Swiss yen, all right, another sideways consolidation. And finally, CAD yen, another potential head and shoulders pattern. This one, 94 being the trigger, and then 92.16, which is the 200-day EMA, which held here briefly last time around, so we'll see if that can hold the second time. I'm going to be moving very fast. I'm sorry for that. There's a lot to cover. I want to make sure I get to it all. So if you have to watch it a couple times, that might be the case. All right, so what are we looking at here? This is Aussie dollar, another Aussie pair. This one, though, I like long, along with most of the other Aussie crosses this week. All right, here is why. Daily inverse head and shoulders pattern potential, left shoulder, head, right shoulder now being formed. 93 is the clear neckline. A breach of 93 opens up a move towards 97, a nice 400 pip move. If you want to try to front run it, we do have this potential smaller inverse head and shoulders using this descending trend line as the neckline, which we are now trading above. All right, 91 is resistance. It's a 50-100 period EMAs on the 4-hour chart, and roughly this horizontal level which held on the last test. We are above that trend line. It looks like we are about to head towards 93. 93 will be a significant resistance level for Aussie dollar, and I would expect to see at least a pause there before we do maybe break higher towards 97. Another pair I very much like to the upside, Aussie CAD. All right, similar long-term descending trend line that we have now broken above. We're above this 200 period EMA here on the 4-hour chart. If we click out to the daily chart, you get a better look exactly what I'm looking at. Move down towards 94.30 would be a buying opportunity on a retest. First major resistance level 95.67, and then eventually I think this move will target around 98, which is just above that 100-day EMA in green. Kiwi dollar. All right, very confusing right now, right at 200-day EMA and horizontal resistance, but it does look relatively strong here. Kiwi CAD, another one, testing resistance, but again, looks relatively strong here. Euro Aussie. Okay, looking for basically a breakdown here out of this, all right, sort of consolidation bull flag type thing here. All right, or bear flag type thing here. Eventually looking for a move down towards just shy of 140, 138.60, 138.65 or so on this pair. Euro dollar. All right, euro dollar not trading trends very well, but trading horizontal levels very cleanly. The major horizontal levels to watch here on the daily chart of euro dollar: 127.57, 132, 134. We are now currently falling back from that 134 level, looking for a retest of 132. If we do get there, 132 should be a prime buying opportunity. All right, for another move higher back up towards 137. Again, a breach of 134 would again open up a pretty significant move higher. All right, measured move of a range break is basically that range measured from the breakout. That's about 136. All right, so keep your eye out for that potential as well. Pound dollar looks relatively bullish to me as well. Nice breach of this longer term descending trend line dating back from the first of the year. Testing the second time in June. All right, we tested it earlier this month. We are now above it. Very strong daily breakout candle. Would like to see some consolidation here at the beginning of the week before a continued move higher. Eventually really targeting 161 and then perhaps these 163.79 highs. A dip down towards 155 would be a golden buying opportunity should we get that. Other pound pair that I like to the upside is pound Swiss. All right, longer term daily descending trend line being threatened in pound Swiss. I like pound pairs to the upside. I like Swissy. I like bearish Swissy setups. So this hits both of those. So again, a breach of this daily trend line, perhaps a retest along. Really could hold this long up to 152. Pound Aussie. All right, I like this ascending wedge to break down. You can see just above 168 is significant support. 173.80, 173.40 basically is the significant resistance. Watch for the potential for this pair to turn into a range trade here between this 168.30 and 173.30. So very nice 500 pip range if you want to play that, if that is indeed how it starts to trade. E-mini futures, all right, I think very important here to take a note of what E-mini futures are doing. Very possible, all right, that we have seen the left and right, left and head of a head and shoulders with this mini head and shoulders here providing the head. That tends to be a common occurrence. All right, we breached this neckline. We have now 3 sell-off days. I expect perhaps a move down to around this 100-day EMA or this trend line before a sharp bounce higher to sucker people in before a breakdown. All right, I think that is the cleanest setup possible. It's certainly not the only one. We could reverse from this trend line, just continue to march higher, or we could break through this trend line and continue lower. But I do think we're going to see a sharp bounce to shake out weak shorts and sucker in some poor longs. Gold continues to look bullish. Inverse head and shoulders break, targeting basically 1467, the 200-day EMA, and we may even see it continue higher from there. Majors that I may have missed. Dollar CAD. All right, dollar CAD, very clean consolidation. Look for a break, basically. 102 would be a nice buying opportunity. A breach above 104 targets 107. Dollar Swedish krona, one of my favorites. Another consolidation pattern. Break of, call it 6.56 to the upside, and a break of 6.45 opens up a good deal of downside. CAD Swiss, all right, one of my favorite potential setups this week. If we do see a sell-off in CAD Swiss down towards just above 88, I very much like it to the upside. And if we can actually breach this daily descending trend line here, just basically above 0.9, that would be another nice long, and again, one that you might be able to hold on to towards 94. Dollar Swiss looks relatively bullish as well, very near the bottom of a fairly significant range. The range is basically 91 to 98, so a nice 700 pip range. So we have some significant upside on Dollar Swiss, one of the few dollar pairs that to me looks distinctly bullish. Last but not least, Euro Pound. Right? Here's Euro Pound. We're below this trend line. I do expect a test of this 200-day EMA at 84.64. Major resistance is just above market here at this trend line and this 100-day EMA. All right. I am sorry that the webinar recording did not work, but in this case, you got almost everything that I covered, and you got it in a lot more efficient fashion. So, as always, if you have questions, please feel free to head on over to GlobalFxClub.com, and I'll be happy to talk to you in the chat room there. Or you can always ask me on Twitter at Duke0777. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right, for those of you who joined me in the webinar, thank you. For those of you that missed the webinar but got to catch up on the video, thanks for watching. Enjoy what's left of your Sunday. If you have anything left, good luck trading this week, and I look forward to talking to you soon.